this one up. 50 million things. Talking about proper risk management. Yeah. Okay, is everybody there? I hope I spelled that right. Just so risk management with Harry. All right. Are you ready, Harry? Are you there? Just to make sure that your audio is working. Good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Harry's first night. We are super proud of Harry. A lot of the instructors messaged me and said, you got to get Harry to teach a class because he's really good with proper risk management and calculating pips and things of that nature and giving tips. So he is going to go ahead and he's going to be presenting on Monday nights. And tonight, I'm just going to take some notes for him and put it up on a slide. And then if you guys have questions, definitely feel free to ask your questions. But Harry, we want to thank you so much for giving back to the community and sharing your knowledge with us all tonight. We really, really, really appreciate you. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I've been getting on Harry, guys, about calling trades, and he said he ready to learn, he ready to shadow, and it just takes a lot of courage to do that. So thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna turn that little dinging sound off, and I'm gonna add you as a co-host, and you can go ahead and take it away.
All right, all right, all right. Can everybody hear me loud and clear?
Yes, we can hear you.
Perfect, perfect. All right, so cool. So thank you guys for the opportunity, Dr. LA. I really appreciate you pushing me. Thank you for all my cousins and friends that are a part of the team that are now my new family members. So I guess we're just gonna talk a little bit. I have a small window, about 20 minutes, about 30 minutes, and we're just gonna talk about um, what I started doing that helped me kind of get the numbers I get. And so I'm going to just share that with you guys and then open the floor to kind of understand what's my audience, who I'm talking to, and how I can give some information to help them out. So first of all, I've been trading for about almost a year and a half. And when I first started trading, I had that beginner's luck thing going on where I was kind of jumping into stuff and the account was just growing and growing. And I think I flipped $2,000 to like $27,000 in a week. And I blew it all in a day. And I was just, I was like, yeah, this trading thing is okay, And so after learning a few things, not everything I know now, but after trial and error, I began to start applying little formulas. And that's what I'm going to share with you guys tonight. I began to start applying these formulas, and the formulas began to start helping me secure my trades. So first off, since this year and a half, I've now grown uh $800 account to like $14,000. I've taken $11 account and grew it to like $1,400. I've taken several of accounts and grew them to some big numbers. And so what made me begin to start doing this was I had to first be honest with myself about what kind of trader was I. So learning the kind of trader that I was, I'm an aggressive trader. And so with me being an aggressive trader, I don't mind putting money in the market. I don't mind taking, bigger chances, bigger risks. And so because of that, I've gotten some of the bigger results. But also I had to practice with some of the other levels, trying to be a conservative trader. That's when I took the $800 account and grew it. And then I took the $11 account, and that's a very, very conservative trader. And I took that account and grew it. So I learned that to take an $11 account to grow it, I had to trade differently from the $800 account, and I had traded differently from the larger account. So now that I know that, I want to ask a couple of questions so I can kind of get started, so I kind of know what audience I'm talking to. So what let me see. Let me look at the calls, because just about everybody on here. We have about 15 people on. Good Lord. There's a lot of y'all on here. Well, I can't ask everybody the question. So if somebody
Well,
don't
Harry,
mind
they
talking,
want that $14,000. And Chef told
they,
me what you did on Friday. They want that too. They want to know how to secure this bag.
okay, all right. So let me just kind of roll. Let me roll with what helps me a lot. First thing first is you have to set a goal as a trader. You have to set a goal. So one of my goals was to multiply my account by 10% daily. So that was one of the things I did. So when I started trading, if I had $100 in the account, then all I did was trade it to make $10 that day. I don't care if the next trade came and it was an easy trade to obtain. Once I got them $10, I was done. That's another thing. The compound calculator is a blessing. I would advise everybody to get the compound calculator website. You can start putting in, what numbers you want and give yourself a certain time to accomplish so many dollars per day. I mean, by a certain time, that compound calculator is a blessing as well. I put in that I wanted, $20,000 by a certain time, and I just followed the compound calculator. The compound calculator will show you how easy it is to make small trades grow into a large account over a period of time. So having a goal with my money, that definitely blessed my life as well. When I set up my Forex account, my leveraging size, my ratio was 1 to 100. And I noticed that with my Hugo's Way account, my ratio was 1 to 500. So I was able to jump in trades and not eat up my margin in my Hugo's Way account versus my Forex account. So eating, what I mean by eating up my margin is, certain like US 30, if you jump in it would take a little, if your lot size was, bigger than 0.102, it would take your margin down drastically. So if you're trying to jump in a trade and jump in other trades, then that was going to be difficult with growing your account. So what I did was I stopped trading Forex with some of my bigger accounts. I traded in Hugo's Way that gave me that ratio 1 to 500. And so to grow, so how I flip my account is I would keep my lot size low, but I would trade what they call a stack. I would jump in a trade multiple times. So let's just say the call was, for 10 points. Then I would watch my trade, and number one, I make sure that my account was big enough to make sure that I was not over leveraging my account. But I would jump in a trade, and if I saw the trade going where I needed to go, I would stack my account and trade it twice versus only once. So that helped grow my account as well. Um, let me see. I wrote a couple of things I was going to share with you guys, and I feel like a little scatterbrained real quick. I'm kind of nervous because it's my first time, so I do feel like I'm kind of all over the place. Um, but if somebody can ask me some questions, maybe that kind of help calm me down a little bit.
And you
Y'all
wanted to
flow,
start,
y'all flow
and you
with
wanted
me.
to start with your questions. So I think that's good. You were saying you want to ask questions to see who you were talking with, and what kind of traders they were, so you could, meet their needs. So I think that's good too as well.
Cool, cool. So what kind of traders do I have on the line? Y'all talk to me real quick.
Hey, Harry.
Hey,
You're doing a great job. You're doing a great job.
thank you, thank you.
I'm not an aggressive trader. I'm not an aggressive trader, so I'm a little more analytical, and the being analytical sometimes gets me in that hesitation place.
Got you. Okay, okay. Somebody else talk to me.
I'm more of a scalper and a maybe a day trader.
Okay.
Definitely not aggressive.
Okay. Okay.
And Krista put
I'm
that
a
she's
very
overly cautious and very scared at this point. And Aisha put aggressive. Who else was getting ready to go? Go ahead. Rhoda, aggressive.
Oh, it was just me. I was saying I was an aggressive scalper. No, what you said.
No worries. Miss Shirley said she was aggressive. So I think I like how you said, okay, step one, make sure that you set a goal. And then maybe you can explain to them how to use the compound calculator specifically.
Okay, so cool. With the compound calculator, you fill in the slot that. So when you first start the compound calculator, it asks how much money do you want to start with your account, how much you want to invest in your account. So you'll fill that in, and then you'll determine how much you want to compound daily. And so the goal that I set was I want to make 10% of whatever whatever my account is. I want to make 10% daily, and by the end of the week, I want to have grown my account by 50%. So with me growing my account by 50%, then that gives me a goal of 10% of whatever's in my account daily. And so growing as a method like that, let me just give you guys some real numbers. So I'm gonna open my calculator real quick, just so that you can see how easy it is to trade small and make some great money.
So, and can you tell us what compound calculator you're using specifically?
All right, this website is called thecalculatorsite.com. It is owned by this former CEO. It's called thecalculatorsite.com. An underling of one of Putin's underlings, a former big leader. So if you go on thecalculatorsite.com, the U.S. government now, there's a daily compound interest section. So let's just say it's going to ask you for your principal amount, how much you want to start off with. So let's just say we decide to start off with $100. It's going to ask you for your interest rate. We're going to put our interest rate at 10% daily, which basically means that we're trading 10% of whatever's in our account. That's what we're trying to gain daily, right? Let's set a goal of about 3 months. So that next line will ask, how much time do you want to trade? I'm going to put three months. I'm going to select the tab that says include weekends. I'm going to say no weekends. And we're going to deduct from the time, we'll say yes. So it asks a question, how much do we daily reinvest rate? We're gonna keep this money in the account, so we're not gonna pull anything out. So that daily reinvest rate is going to be 100%. We're not gonna make any additional deposits. We're just gonna use that. And so if I go with today's calendar date, which is the 14th, and we give ourselves 3 months, and I calculate that basically compounding for 3 months, we can take $100 and grow it to $53,000 in 3 months.
Explain that one more time. Wait a minute. $100 in 3 months, reinvesting at what's the percentage per day?
10% daily.
I'm still doing the math.
Yes,
I'm still doing the math.
$53,000. And watch this. What's beautiful about this calculator site, it gives you a day-by-day plan on how much you need to make daily. It spells it out for you.
Rhoda, can you drop that in the Telegram chat, please? Zoom won't let me copy.
It's called thecalculatorsite.com. Do y'all see it?
Yeah, she dropped it. I just want to copy and paste.
So yeah, so with me crunching numbers, this was one of the things I came up with. I actually came up with something relative to this without the calculator site on my own last year. And then I came across this website. I was like, oh man, this is everything right here.
Sounds like it.
And so what happens is when you're looking at the trade, you're looking at your trade day and when you're first getting started, and it's showing you that with $100 account, all you got to do is make $10. You know,
But that's
now
on the first day.
that's on the first day. The second day only $11. The third day only $12. So that makes trading a little bit easier already.
Can you tell me what is it on day 30?
So on day 30, you're looking at let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is about the 6 week. You'll be looking at $144.
Hmm.
That's all you have to make. And watch this: $100 account by day 30 will be somewhere around $1,500 in it.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're setting like a long-term goal, that kind of helps take the over trading out the equation. Like, listen, all I got to make is $40 a day. All I got to make is $20 a day. All I got to make is $1,000 a day on my my $1 million journey. So doing this, first of all, kind of helps cut down on discipline.
Mm-hmm.
So this is one of the steps I made. Now, when it comes down to, let's go back to day one. Let's go back. We got the $100 in the account. All we have to do is make $10. So now, what I'm showing people is, all depending on what you're trading, you could actually get those $10 in one good trade.
Mm-hmm.
But we do have some people who like to trade certain pairs that move a little slower. What I tell people is, if you have a small account, I would stick to only a couple pairs trading. I wouldn't be trading all over the place, simply because the market is very volatile, and we want days of success and not a whole bunch of blown accounts, because we set some pending orders and they went the opposite way, and I wasn't watching, and now I'm kind of the negative, and stuff like that. So one of the things I like to do is I like to trade in the market when the market is moving. So I'm not stuck with a whole bunch of pullbacks and stuff like that. I I ride the wave. So let's just say that if the market looking like it's moving, like taking like 100-point ride, or 10-point ride, or a 4-point ride, then I don't try to eat all 4 points. I get right in the middle of that trade and eat off, the second and third point, and I'm back out it before it pulled back on me. So those little methods of moving kind of helps me uh, double and triple my accounts, quickly.
Can you clarify that? You said if the trade is for 4 points, you're gonna get in at 2 and get out at 3?
Right. So let's just say we're riding a buy, and let's just say we're taking a buy from point 1 to point 4. Well, sometimes, if the market is, kind of volatile, you may enter the trade at 1, but it may pull you back 3 points before going on up to 2, 3, and 4.
Yep.
But sometimes if you wait till after 1 is entering, and maybe you catch point 2 and ride it to point 3, and you back out the market, then you're less prone to get caught in some of the pullback, because you're kind of catching the momentum of the trade, as opposed to when the trade is first entering the trade, or stuff like that. So it just kind of, you have to kind of watch the market to kind of see how it's moving that day. But I definitely, when I'm trying to compound my accounts, because the compounding goal is so small, I typically compound my accounts with small stabs. Um, and then once I compound, I'm done, and then I'm moving to another account to work on other other things that I'm doing, if that makes sense. So the compounding goal happens quickly, because it's easy to get 10%. Like $100 account, it's easy to get 10% if you're trading in the momentum of the trade, as opposed to setting pending orders, not watch them, and depending orders could possibly pull back on you. Your lot size may be too high, things like that, or if your lot size is low, now you got to ride the trade a little longer to even make the 10% happen, things like that. So that's kind of how I trade, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Kim, you want to ask your question? Harry, this is so much information. We're going to have to chunk this though. I mean, because this is a lot of information and I know they want to know the details for everything.
Yes. So I know we have crypto weekends, and if you do trade on the weekends, does that go towards your goal, or is that something different?
Yes, that actually can go towards your goal.
Yep. So guys, I think this is a good start, Harry. And we definitely want to pull all this out and get all this information, but Harry is actually traveling right now. So we have about 8 minutes left for whoever wants to go ahead and ask a question, and let him answer what he can, and what you can't, I'll take the notes and then we'll have it ready for Monday, next Monday.
That was some sauce. Thank you.
Oh, you guys don't have any questions? Evelyn, were you about to ask a question?
Not ask a question, Dr. LA, but just to say thank you to you and Harry for wanting to share with the team to help us grow and stay consistent with our accounts. So thank you for the nuggets. Thank you.
Thank y'all for the opportunity.
Dana, were you about to ask a question?
No, I wasn't going to ask a question. I was just going to say awesome nuggets. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, no, this information is really, really powerful, guys. And if we follow these plans, you definitely can see some changes in your account. Excuse me. So I just want to, the first thing you guys need to do is go to the actual website. You want to set your goal, make sure you got your daily goal, right? And then I think, Harry, next Monday, I'm sorry, excuse me, ma'am. Mommy is on the Zoom. Okay. I think that Monday we can go over the start with the ratio and making sure that people have the appropriate ratio. And what I like the most is how you're saying you have one account for this and another account for that, right? So you have a Forex account with a ratio of 1 to 100, and then another account with a ratio of 1 to 500. So I think that's always been a big thing that we've stressed, is to have different accounts for different things. So I really think let's go over the ratio and talk about how you guys can maximize your income with having the appropriate ratio. Okay. And then keep your lot size low. We see that that's something that's really important. And then we'll get to the stack multiple trades. So I think these are things that we can talk about something different every Monday, just to make sure that everybody has the tools. Is there anything else you guys would like us to add here that you would like for Harry to discuss? And I think, again, let's go ahead and set a date, like maybe next Monday, guys, we can do the calculator with the $100 and just to stay on track and see how we get through that for 30 days based off your trading or based off of the sessions that you're in, because we're all going to be doing different things. But I think the big thing is, once you've met your quota for the day, is you tap out, ladies and gentlemen, tap out, ladies and gentlemen, tap out.
Tap out.
Is that something that you guys would find to be helpful to kind of get some coaching and motivation around that? Is that something you guys want to do?
Yes. Thanks,
Yeah,
Dr.
absolutely. That tap out is the hard part.
All right. Well, let's, I know you guys, we have a lot of different compounding going on, but let's do $100 account. And then Harry, what are you going to suggest for the ratio for the $100 account?
Well, I think everybody on here is are experienced traders, so that 1 to 500 will be cool.
Okay, and I really want to talk about what the difference is between the 1 to 100 and the 1 to 500. Is the 1 to 500 going to allow you more margin to put in more trades?
The 1 to 500 will allow more margin.
Got you. And the 1 to 100, you only doing a US 30 mini, boo.
Right.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay, so I definitely think having the understanding behind that will help people. So guys, I think this is really, really good because this is kind of like the technical end. Like you may, be being booted out of some trades, or you may not be able to hold a trade. So this might empower you to be able to hold your trades longer, and to, make sure you're trading appropriately so that you can compound your account with or without support. So we're going to say by next Monday, when we meet with Harry again, we're all going to set up a $100 account. You're going to go ahead and set your own goals with your calculator. Yeah. And keeping it, because everybody's going to be different, but we're still going to do, we'll put in the 3 months, but we're going to track it over the month first to make sure that we meet our goal. And everybody is going to be different because your goal is going to be different. Does that make sense? Because you know how much money you want to make by the end of the week. Any questions about that or anything you want to add to it? No, you don't tell me to be quiet, darling. Sorry, a 2-year-old harassing me.
Mommy, stay quiet.
Sorry about that. Any other questions or anything else you guys want to add? So we can start there. And then Harry, I'm sure when we get off, you'll be like, oh, I want to talk about this. I want to talk about that. And just go ahead and just drop it to me in Telegram. And then I'll add it and we'll keep adding to this PowerPoint to go from there. Is that cool?
Cool.
All right, Harry, we'll definitely want to pick your brain, and thank you for sharing your brain with us and just allowing us, to begin to think in ways that we've already been thinking, but just kind of fine tuning it so that we can have more success amongst the group. So we appreciate you. And of course, we know you're traveling. We pray that you get home safely. And just thank you for taking the time because you didn't have to. So we appreciate you and we want to say thank you.
Thank y'all for having me.
Thank you, Harry.
All right, everybody. We will see you in the chat. Have a good night, everyone.
Good
Dr.
night.
LA.
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, I just wanted to, before we get